Hey guys, here with part 2. I picked up a fuel tank, or auxiliary tank, 62 gallon, and I got this because it has a nice storage container, and also I'm gonna hook up a pump in here, and this is where you fill it up, and it's all hidden, so that way, you know, with fuel prices the way they are, no one's gonna know I have a bunch of fuel on the truck. So I'm gonna try to get the pump installed, because this thing empty, it still weighs about 200 pounds, and I need to move it to the front of the truck and then drill the holes, mount it, and I'm gonna try to get another hand for that. So yeah, and then show you what I got for parts. In total, for everything to get this set up with the fuel tank, is about 1,500 bucks from Tractor Supply. Got this 15 gallons a minute, 12 volt. It was the only thing they had in stock, so went ahead and got that. Kind of got everything taken out. Got the pump, got the suction hoses. I was gonna get an automatic diesel shut off handle or gun or nozzle, but the thread on it was a one inch thread, and this is 3/4 for the hose. And also the handle, it required 20 gallons a minute, and they didn't have that in stock, so I went ahead and just I'm gonna keep it stock or basic for now. I did go ahead and get a filter set up, so here's the filter mount. I wanted to get this and go with the pump because I've seen a lot of people using the gravity fed system, and it seems like they have issues with their truck. And some research I've done is these auxiliary fuel tanks, the inside of the tank is not coated properly for long-term use, so it'll rust. And then with the gravity fed system, any rust or dirt particles or anything like that is just draining right into your fuel tank. And if it makes it past the fuel pump and past the filters on these diesels, they're very picky, and you could blow up a diesel. And you know, this is a $100,000 truck altogether, so I'm not trying to do that. So I spent the extra $500 to go ahead and get a pump and make sure that it's filtered properly. I did get the swivel connectors to go off the pump so the hose doesn't like kink and rot out and go bad fast. This one's for the handle. I don't think I'm gonna need this. I thought I might because it said M150, and this pump is an M150, but it's an EM. And after I was looking at it when I got it open, it looks like it already has a 2-inch connector right there, so shouldn't need that. So I'll go ahead and return that part, no problem. And then just a little heads up, I've seen a lot of people doing this, and they're not using the yellow Teflon tape for fuel. Long term, you want to use the right stuff. So last thing, because it's a DOT vehicle and I'm a CDL and all that, make sure they have flammable. I don't want to get in trouble. And then make sure I'm gonna put this sticker on for diesel use only, because this handle, you know, it's not very clear what kind of fluid you have in there, and I don't, you know, if I sell it or I don't know. I just make sure nothing gets messed up. I don't want any mistakes. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpacking more of this stuff and getting it prepped, and I'll get back to you guys. Hey, also an update from part 1, DOT compliance stuff. Got my automotive fuses. It's a 300 piece. I got the small, medium, and large fuses, some power detectors. Got this on Amazon. It was like $8. And then for the hard wiring, I was talking about getting those fuse connectors. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but It's very interesting. You just plug this into your existing fuse, put the fuse in there, and then your new fuse for your power. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. I may have it professionally installed as far as like trying to hide the cables, because I want it to look clean. I want it to be, you know, professional. And some of the research I've done, it looks like it's actually, you gotta drop the whole headliner. It's very tight. I tried moving it. It doesn't, there's not a lot of flexibility in the headliner. So I may just go ahead and have Car Toys or someone like that go ahead and wrap up the process and hide the wires professionally. So, all right, I'm gonna get back to prepping all this stuff. All right, so ran into my first issue. So on the box here, it says it's a direct mount. Okay, so I go in here, and you know, one thing, this tank is only this deep, so the actual suction hose that comes with it, I actually have to trim down, because this tank is shallower than most tanks. But I was going to mount the pump into place to try to see how far down, you know, I could screw it in before it gets too tight, and take a measurement off the rings and try to make sure that my suction hose wasn't flat on the bottom of the tank. I wanted to make sure it was, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch off the bottom. So I was trying to prep it, trying to take some measurements, and as soon as I start screwing it in, the pump is hitting the wall here. So, unfortunately, this pump is not the pump for this setup with the better built dual door system. So the solution is, I saw it at the store. They have a pump, instead of a direct mount or a direct thread in to your tank, it's got a coupler, so you can tighten it while the pump is stationary. It has like a little collar right here that threads on to that, actually to that adapter I bought, that I don't need. I actually do need it, and I need to get the pump with that coupler, the thread on to that adapter. So I'll end up taking this back, and since they didn't have it in stock, I will need to order it, but that's fine. Not getting on the road immediately, but just showing you, you know, it's a process. And also, let me unscrew this, and hold on, let me take this off. So I was talking about putting a filter on here to filter the fuel and all that stuff, and prime example, there's already some rust buildup, and it's brand new. So that's why I don't recommend gravity fed. All these tanks, you know, they're built the same pretty much, so don't do gravity fed. If you do, you know, I don't think there's an inline filter that's good enough to filter this. So that's why I'm doing it directly onto the pump, and from the pump to the filter, and from the filter to the hose to pump into the fuel tank. So yeah, that's my update, and I'll get back to you guys when I have a solution. All right, so I'm back. I was able to go to a different Tractor Supply, and I got a new pump. So the biggest thing is you need a spin collar mount for at least this application. The nice thing about this is I was able to get the upgrade with this. So I've got the automatic stop. So it's more like your normal gas station. You know, it won't just keep pumping when your tank is full, so you don't make a big old mess. So here's the pump. And here's the solution. spin collar. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up where I left off. Alright guys, so the suction tube, I did have to cut it down about 1 inch, and then I used the torch to kind of heat up the edges so there was no plastic flakes, you know, falling into the pickup tube. So I got the bung and the adapter in, and then this will go down like that. And as long as I can fully seat this onto the pump, this should be good. If I can't fully thread this onto the pump, I'll have to take off a little bit more, or I'll just have to get rid of this. I'll probably just shorten this up more if it doesn't thread on all the way. So yeah. Alright guys, so now I'm getting the filter adapter ready. I'm having to use these reducers. It came with the kit. It's going from a 1 inch to a 3/4 inch, which is what the hoses are. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'll show you this installed on the pump in a second. Okay, so I got the ring collar on here, all tight. It's not moving. I'm gonna take this cap out and thread in this filter pipe adapter, and then I'll screw the filter part to this. Okay, so got the pipe going to the filter coupler. Had to tilt it kind of at an angle here because the filter is too big to go straight up and down. And the only thing you want to make sure is you get your orientation right. There's an arrow, and in and out, so you want it flowing the right way. Otherwise it's not going to the filter's not going to work properly. Alright, so now I'm going to get my swivel, put that on the end, and attach my hose, and we're reaching the finish line for the assembly. Alright, so the swivel is nice because the hose can rotate and spin, and so it won't kink or lay in a way that's going to cause damage over time. Highly recommend. Alright, while doing the stuff, a vise is great, guys. Got the swivel on here, so you know, just like at the gas station, no kinks, it'll sit nice. The hose will last a lot longer. That hose is very soft. It's a very soft material, so highly recommend it. Otherwise you're gonna get kinks and it's just gonna wear out faster, and it's not worth it. Alright, so it's all installed. As you can see, the hose sits in here nicely, all clean. Next thing is get some help and get it mounted up to the bed, and then wire it up to the battery, which is really simple. So hope you guys are enjoying, and trying to do everything the right way. I've seen a lot of people doing this, and they just skip steps and they don't do it the way that I think it should be done. So hope this is informative for you. Okay, so I got the tank centered as much as possible. It's not exactly centered, but the reason why is because I want the mount to sit on the high part of the bed frame. You know, there's those grooves, so I want it to sit flush. I'm not gonna put a mount here on this corner because underneath the truck is the gas tank, or the diesel tank. It's a little too close for comfort, so I'm gonna pass on that one, but I'll be able to get these other ones in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get pre-drilled. Make sure it's flush against the back of the truck. I'll do a small little pilot drill, and then make sure that there's nothing obtrusive or anything blocking my ability to bolt it down. And yeah, we'll get it in. Hey, an update on mounting the fire extinguisher. I don't have to make a bracket. They sell universal car brackets that will actually mount to the seat with that bolt I was talking about on part 1. So save me some time. Was you know, $60, but time is money, and you know, it'll look a lot better than something that I made. So I'm gonna put that together and then finish wrapping up, bolting down the tank. Okay guys, so I got it mocked up. Had to kind of, I'm gonna have to do things a little bit different from the instructions, but this kit was nice. So this part will grip onto the side rails of the seat, and then these are adjustable, so you can adjust it to the width of your seat. This bracket mounts to your fire extinguisher bracket, so I'm glad I didn't waste any money on that. And then I mounted it in a way so I can quickly just pull and release. So I'll show you what it looks like in the vehicle. So you're gonna set that bracket right there, and then the same thing over here, and it'll mount like that under the seat. I do have to do some fabrication, nothing crazy. Just the side of my rails, the rails here, you can see they're kind of curved in. This design is meant for a flat surface. So what I'm gonna do, there's a hole here that you put these long screws in. I'm just gonna drill a hole to go through the rail right here, through the plastic, because it's slipping on the plastic and not getting a good grip. So I'm just gonna drill a hole through there and run that bolt through, and it'll be mounted nicely. And then you still have full access of the seat pretty much. I mean, most people don't run it all the way forward, so, and it matches up with the driver's seat, so it's a good position, looks clean. Then like I said, it's a quick pull up and the fire extinguisher comes out, so I'm pretty happy with this. Gonna go ahead and drill those holes and finish this up pretty easy. Alright, so update. All I had to do is just drill a hole through the plastic right here, because this side has like a trim piece. Over here, there's no trim piece, it's metal. And it is flat underneath the trim, so I just had to drill a hole so that screw can go through the hole and sit flush onto the metal. So I'm gonna finish installing it now. Okay, so final install. It's mounted very strongly. Looks nice, and still have use of my seat. You know, to about there. But that's pretty much as anyone's gonna be sitting here, so happy with it. It's not very noticeable, and easy access, so highly recommend get that off of Amazon.